What's going on, everyone? Thanks for checking into our latest Cannabis at 5 presented by Dutchie. I am your host, Shad Dales. In our latest episode, we're going to head to the Lone Star State in Texas, a state whose size and influence means its cannabis policy decisions don't just stay in Austin, they ripple across the country. And right now, two very different stories are unfolding. On one side, you've got a measured expansion of the state's medical cannabis program, new conditions, more licenses, and updated product standards. Then on the other side, a parallel push to ban almost every hemp-derived product containing THC. So one is about slow, structured growth, and the other could erase an entire retail category overnight. And both are heading towards pivotal moments in the next couple of weeks. So what do we make of all this? Well, let's get into it. So let's first start with the medical side. Texas regulators have posted draft rules that would allow physicians to recommend additional qualifying medical conditions for cannabis treatment and set official standards for certain inhalation devices. So here's the proposed process. 1. A physician submits a condition they believe should qualify. 2. The recommendation goes to the Department of State Health Services. 3. It's passed to the Department of Public Safety. And then 4. DPS forwards it to lawmakers for consideration in the next legislative session. So this proposal is part of legislation that Governor Greg Abbott signed back in June, and it's on a timeline. The rules must be finalized by October 1, 2025. So in addition to that, when the law itself takes effect on September 1, several new conditions will automatically be added without further rulemaking, and they include chronic pain, traumatic brain injury, which is TBI, Crohn's disease, and other inflammatory bowel diseases. Also, end-of-life palliative or hospice care. Alongside these updates, DPS will increase the number of medical cannabis dispensing licenses from 3 to now 12. And the rollout is structured like this. December 1, 2025, there'll be 9 new licenses awarded from 139 applicants in the 2023 application window. Then on April 1, 2026, 3 additional licenses are awarded in a second round, open to both 2023 applicants who didn't make the cut and new applicants. On September 15th, 2025, it's the key deadline. That's when updated or new applications must be submitted. So keep that in your calendar. So the next thing brought up is why this matters. Texas medical cannabis program is still tightly regulated. Patient counts remain low compared to other medical markets. But the approach here is incremental, building a regulatory framework that could be expanded again in future sessions. And let's face it, in a state that is large, even slow growth can shift the national conversation. That's why investors and multi-state operators keep Texas on their long-term radar, and they should. And of course, for any operator hoping to be part of Texas medical program, hitting the ground compliant and operationally efficient from day one is critical. That's where our presenting sponsor comes in. Who is it? Dutchie. In case you didn't know, Dutchie powers cannabis commerce with point of sale, e-commerce, payments, and more, all in one compliant, reliable system. So whether you're running a flagship location or a satellite dispensary, Dutchie helps you serve patients smoothly and stay in full compliance with state regulations. If you want to learn more, go to business.dutchie.com. Let's get back to Texas, and while the medical program is moving forward, another part of the industry is under threat, and the stakes are high. The Texas Senate has already passed a bill that would ban all consumable hemp products containing THC, as well as any cannabinoid other than CBD and CBG. So that means Delta 8, Delta 9 from hemp, THCA flower, all of it, and it all would be illegal. So this wouldn't just be a retail restriction. Under the bill, the possession of these products would be a Class B misdemeanor, punishable up to 180 days in jail and a $2,000 fine. So what's next? The bill is now in the House Public Health Committee, which can conduct hearings even though the House chamber itself currently lacks a quorum. That's because House Democrats have been boycotting over proposed redistricting maps, preventing the chamber from voting any bills. Furthermore, Governor Greg Abbott has made his stance clear. He favors limiting THC potency and banning sales to minors over outright hemp ban. But he's also vetoed hemp-related bills earlier this year, saying that they didn't go far enough. So the political dynamic right now, it's tense. If Democrats return and a quorum is reached next week, the hemp ban could come up for a vote quickly. And if they don't, the special session ends without action. But the governor can call another session immediately, and there's no limit to how many times he can actually do that. So keep that in mind. So as we outline this is why Texas matters beyond borders. Why do I say that? Well, here's why. It's the second most populous state in the country, with significant political and economic influence. If Texas enacts a broad hemp ban, it could embolden other states, especially those with conservative legislatures, to follow suit. Likewise, the way Texas manages the balance between hemp restrictions and medical cannabis expansion, it will be closely watched. Let's face that. If the state is perceived as cracking down on hemp while cautiously growing medical access, that model could be replicated elsewhere. And those are the facts. So as we head into next week, here's a few key things to watch. 1. The House quorum. Do Democrats return to allowing votes on a hemp bill? Number 2. Amendments. If the bill moves forward, do lawmakers revise it to set potency caps or age limits instead of a full ban? Number 3. The governor's role. Does Governor Abbott push for an immediate vote or signal he's ready to negotiate changes? Then there's number 4, which is the industry response. Are hemp operators mobilizing to challenge the bill, either through lobbying or legal preparation? And 5, there's market implications. How do cannabis and hemp companies position themselves in case Texas becomes a closed market for hemp products? A lot of big things on the table right now. So within a matter of days or weeks, Texas could be approving rules that slowly expand medical cannabis access and simultaneously shutting down the sale and possession of a wide range of hemp products. That's a sharp policy contrast, and for businesses operating in both spaces or investors with exposure to hemp-derived cannabinoids, it creates a complex risk-reward scenario. Two very different stories here in one state. So for investors, the message is to think in two timelines. One is short-term. The hemp decision could have immediate disruptive market impact in Texas, affecting retail stores, supply chains, and multi-state hemp operators. Then in the long term, the medical cannabis program's slow expansion keeps Texas in play as a potential high-value market if and when lawmakers choose to accelerate reform. That's the way you got to look at this. So for now, we'll be watching closely next week for any developments in the House and signals from the governor's office and continued progress in this medical cannabis rulemaking. Let us know your comments below. What do you think is going to happen to the state Senate? We're going to find out either way. In the meantime, if you like this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and smash on that bell for all notifications. We'd appreciate it here at the TDR Cannabis in 5 podcast. So long, everyone. Have a good one.